work his.
Sure.
You don't hear my questions.
It's easy to talk about Christian McBride because I think he's the guy that, for his generation, is sort of the unifying factor in the community, in the sense that he plays with everybody and everybody wants to play with him. And he's one of those guys that has no stylistic kind of bent. He can kind of do anything, and is willing and ready to contribute to any situation by playing something that's appropriate, but at the same time very personal and really beautiful. And across the board, everybody loves playing with Christian, and me too. I've known him since he was about 16 years old, I think, and have enjoyed playing with him for all these years.
All right, now he's so much in demand. How did you convince him to come out on the road with you?
Well, we've got a great relationship. We've been really good friends from the time we played together with Joshua Redman when Josh first came out, and have always had a lot of fun playing together, and have been wanting to do something together again for a while, and it just kind of fit in right with both of our schedules, so here we are doing it.
And how often have you played at Newport, and what does it kind of mean to you to, or you can even start with a little bit of, when you were younger and hearing about things at Newport, and, a little bit of the background and a little bit of what it's like now.
Just a second, let me... This is the first time I've played at Newport. It's a beautiful place, and of course it's one of the most well-known jazz festivals anywhere in the world, and I think that it's an incredible setting to play in. I've always kind of wanted to play here, and it has taken this long to sort of organize it and get it together. Summers are usually so busy for me doing the various things that I do with my regular band. This summer I was kind of doing a variety of things, and had this little trio thing kind of on the back burner, and we're going to do a lot of concerts this fall, so it seemed like a nice chance to introduce it to the States, and here we are, and it's great to be here in Newport.
Tell me some of the advantages of playing with the trio. Why you decided to go out on the road that way as opposed to a larger ensemble, or what is it specifically that you're looking to accomplish with this?
Well, I'm lucky. I get to do lots of different things, and playing trio is one of those things that I've done a lot of over the years, and it's been a kind of recurring thing for me to return to it now and then, in between projects with my larger group, the Metheny group thing, and I've had good luck in the past combining guys that haven't played together before. Like, for instance, Charlie Hayden and Jack DeJohnette had never played together before the record 80-81. Dave Holland and Roy Haynes had never played together before the record Question and Answer. And in fact, Christian McBride and Antonio Sanchez had never played together before this tour. So for me, I enjoy thinking about different bass players and drummers and trying to imagine ways that people that haven't played together might play together. And this one is turning out to be a real special one.
And how did you select the repertoire for today?
Well, ultimately I'm going to write a whole bunch of music for this trio, but we've done just a handful of concerts right at the moment to just kind of get acquainted. And basically we're playing sort of material that comes from the various previous trio records I've done. I think there's 5 of them now. So there's quite a book that I have kind of in existence of trio music that is pretty easy to play. I mean, you can kind of organize it in a fairly short period of time, and both these guys are very quick studies, so we were able to kind of put together a book of 25 or 30 tunes in an afternoon before our first concert last week in Italy. We actually did 4 or 5 concerts there before coming here to Newport.
Where are you off to next?
This is it for a little while, and then starting in October we're going to do concerts all over the United States.
You were an instructor at Berklee School of Music at a young age. That's not too far from here.
I taught at Berklee in 1974 and 1975. I was 18 and 19 years old at the time. And, or maybe I was 19 and 20, I guess it was that. And it was a really interesting experience for me to be a teacher at such a young age, particularly at Berklee, where there was, a lot of great musicians. And it all kind of came as a package for me getting to do probably my dream gig of all time, which was to play in Gary Burton's band at that time. And it was a very exciting period for me to be able to be around Gary and Steve Swallow, Mick Goodrick, Bob Moses, the guys that were in his band at that time, most of whom were also teaching at Berklee at that period. So it was a great experience to be around Boston at that time. And I did kind of wind up keeping an apartment in Boston for a number of years, although basically I was gone for 250 to 300 days out of the year traveling around, so it was basically a glorified shelter for my answering machine, but nevertheless it was an address in Boston.
Yeah. How did you like the crowd reaction today?
Well, these kind of gigs are quite different from, you know, the kind of gigs that we often do where we're playing in very formal concert halls or even in jazz clubs. I mean, this is sort of like, you know, jazz festival / picnic / family hang / beach ball playing, whatever. But to me, a gig like this is always a success if you can get through your softest tune and the crowd doesn't break out into the wave in the middle of it. And we did achieve that, so I consider it a solid, you know, good gig for a jazz festival.
You did a lot better than that, Pat. It was great. Everybody was really loving it. I'm sure you saw the reaction.
No, it was a good crowd, actually. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you look great on camera. You gave us a really good set. We have a lot to work with.
Great.
Anything else you want to share while we're here? You got a couple of moments. And any advice for those students who are trying to imagine that someday they could come close to playing like Pat Metheny?
I mean, the only quick advice I can ever give to young musicians is to always try to be the worst guy in every band you're in, because that sort of worked for me. Be around musicians who are really good, who play better than you do, and that's the best way to learn.
Cool. Thank you very much,
My
Pat.
pleasure. Thank you.